Welcome to the show. It's Liquid Lunch. It's me, Hugh, and that's Sandra. What were you saying there, Sandra? You just bumped me.
I did. I bumped you. I was saying, how are you?
I'm pretty good.
I said, we have so many guests today, we don't have a lot of time for banter today, do we?
Well, not too much, but, you know, I got a couple of interesting videos. I don't know what we'll play, but, you know, I'm looking forward to joining your course this week.
Yes.
Did
you do your homework?
I've done some of my homework.
Is it a lot?
It's not that much. It's a little bit of reading, right?
Yes, it's actually a little bit of reading and a lot of releasing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Releasing. We're getting ready for 2012.
We're getting ready for 2012, and some of us are already in 2012 in terms of the shift.
I've been in
happening.
it since January 1st.
You have?
In 2012.
Could have fooled me.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, good.
Actually, there are lots of changes happening with you, though, Hugh, and it's all good.
Yep.
Not everybody's ready to take this kind of course, you know. It's pretty intense.
Well, okay. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, I might have somebody else.
Really?
Yeah, I was talking to this guy from South Africa yesterday, and he might want to come and do it.
Okay, did you tell him you turned green after 4 weeks?
I forgot to mention that part.
I'm kidding.
I might get him in trouble in South Africa.
They might think he's a tree.
Yeah.
There's lots of green trees out there.
Okay, they're starting to turn red. Speaking of, okay.
Not there. It's not fall there. Africa. Do they get fall? Do they get autumn? That's actually a
They
really
get it in
good
the
question.
spring.
Do they have the leaves change colors?
Well, they're not that far south, so
Okay, so
I'm
they
not
don't,
sure.
they don't
Probably
get
not
four
the same
seasons,
as we
'cause
do.
they don't get the snow.
But they don't get snow.
No, okay.
Okay.
Anyways, we have some amazing guests.
Yeah, we got a very
amazing
busy
guests.
show here. Let's get right into it with Jacquie Hermans, who's joining us here. She's an inspirational comedian, and she's got a
Inspirational
website.
comedian.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Hi, Jacquie.
Hi, Jacquie.
Hi.
So let's see now. What do we know about you? Well, you went to you took comedy at Second City, right? Here in
Yes.
Toronto.
And
Yes,
she
I
could
did,
be a
yeah.
stand-in for Catherine Greenwood. So if Catherine Greenwood's watching this, check her out.
I'd be in there. I'd be in there in a second.
And you've even
Yeah.
got the background, the SCTV background.
Yes.
So
I don't know why I haven't been called yet.
I know.
I'm sure she needs some
Yeah.
help.
What is it that differentiates the ones that make it to the shows?
stage?
I don't. They're not even doing TV anymore, right? They just go to the
Yes.
stage.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And you work a lot with improv.
Yes, I do. Yes, improv is an amazing tool, not only to entertain people, because I'm also in an improv troupe,
Yeah.
but it's an amazing tool for personal growth and development.
Okay. Why is that?
Well, with improv, you have to trust that whatever comes out of your mouth, you can deal with it. So you're having to deal with those fears that pop up, fears of failure, fears of judgment, and fears of the unknown.
Right.
And you also have to trust that whatever someone else says, you can creatively deal with their stuff too.
Interesting.
And also, you pretty much strip yourself naked in terms of letting go, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so, you know, it's a really, we're so reserved and we're so guarded that I think improv is a really good place to let your hair down.
Absolutely it is. You know, when I first started improv, I'd always been in entertainment. I'd always loved entertaining people in plays and choir and musicals and things like that. But I needed to practice and practice to feel okay with it. Yet when I started improv, the pressure at first to be able to just go in the flow. If someone just said, okay, introduce yourself, Jacquie, I'd be,
Yes,
get the lip
yes,
quiver, the
yes,
eye twitch.
yes.
Though I didn't have to practice, right? Because I would know that information, but I used to get that anxiety. So it has been amazing to be able to say, this is me, and I don't care what you think.
Oh, that is
I hope you like me,
so
but if you don't, then
too bad.
Yeah, I can't do anything about it. And with you saying exposing yourself, being naked, just on a funny side note, I'm taking that so literally because even this summer, I was finally able to go stark naked swimming in broad daylight at my mom's cottage.
Get out.
No one was
Wow.
around, but they could have come. But I just jumped in and said, what the hey, every morning, and I loved it.
Good for you. And you
But I
think the
couldn't do that
improv has
before.
helped you?
Yes.
Wow.
To have the
because you stripped
courage.
yourself emotionally naked and then physically is nothing
Yes.
after that.
Yeah.
Did you check yourself for leeches afterward?
We don't get those in our life.
Oh, okay.
But thank you for caring about
Thank you.
that.
It's
You know, it was
important.
nice.
It's important because one leech
yeah.
that goes undetected could spoil
Yeah, and
more
I get,
than your day.
Exactly, and I get low iron anyway, so no need to.
So they're not going
Assist with that.
you know what, but they're not going to be attracted to you. I have low iron too, so you know
Oh,
what?
okay.
Bugs
All
kind of
right.
stay away. You know, they don't kind of
That's
like
good
our
to
blood.
know.
It's kind of like, you know,
Okay.
everybody else gets bitten by the mosquitoes. I'm fine. I don't need any repellent, and whatever. They don't like me. It's okay. It's all good. It's a mutual respect.
Yeah, it's good when other people around you can be that mosquito magnet.
Yes.
You know?
Thank you so much for taking
It's
one for the
great.
team. But you know
Yeah.
what? Back to the improv. I took
Yeah.
improv many years ago when I was, you know, doing theater and stuff like that, and I took some Second City, and I happened to have a partner who made it to the stage. He was so talented, and I really sucked. I was so bad. But what was really interesting for me is I was so not funny when I tried to be funny. But
Yes.
when I was taken by surprise and I couldn't think, that's when people laughed.
That's right.
That's when I was funny. So it was when I was out of my head,
And in the flow of creativity.
that's when
Yeah.
I was funny. And I couldn't plan for that, so I was never funny. Unless he brought that out in me, because he shocked me so much that I became funny because I couldn't think about it. I just
Right.
basically responded. So that was really, really, that's what I mean by the strip naked thing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have time to think. And that's what I think was really cool about it for me.
Look how powerful that is in all areas of your life. When you don't have to be in your head thinking about, I have to have a conversation with someone. I got to think it through. How am I going to deal with this and talk to this person? But you know what? Life just comes at you.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to go with the flow of situations.
Yes.
So especially with what you two do with interviewing, you're improvising all the time.
Yes.
You're having to go with the flow and react to the person. And let's say you do presentations for a living. You need to obviously be able to go with the flow. Let's say your LCD projector all of a sudden doesn't work, or you don't get your handouts. Go with the flow. Let's say in child's situation, let's say a bully's coming at them. To be able to respond
point.
and react in the moment.
Yes.
For teachers, anything
Yes.
can be thrown at them.
Yes.
And parents, oh my goodness, things are thrown at you left, right, and center.
even
You're not
in the
necessarily
traffic,
prepared.
even in traffic.
Oh yeah.
With people
Yeah.
with road rage and that kind of thing too,
Yeah.
to go with the flow.
Yeah.
It really is. It does teach you how to be in your now.
Yes.
Which is what a lot of people talk about now. It's about being in your now. So, you know, it tells you, it's so that you don't look to your past, you don't look to any future, you just are in that actual moment.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really important.
You know, improv for me has really decreased my stress. It has, because I used to have the weight of the world on my shoulders, thinking I had to meet everyone else's expectations. And because I had that fear of needing to do that, and usually failing, because how often can you truly meet other people's expectations?
it's true.
It was a lot of weight on my shoulders. So improv has helped me to release that and to be able to, you know, as I said, here I am. And
That takes a
sometimes
lot
I
of
mess
confidence.
up.
But you know what?
But I
Obviously,
learn.
you've done a lot of work on yourself, though, to get to this point, correct?
Absolutely. When I
Yeah.
took the improv classes, I was consciously working on myself.
Okay.
I'd had enough. This is it. I'm ready to release the junk and just be the authentic self that I am.
And go skinny dipping.
Yeah.
So it almost
Exactly.
sounds like some of the benefits from improv can be as great as like the benefits from some major psychological
Yeah.
courses like, I don't know, EST or the Forum or
Absolutely.
whatever you want to call.
Absolutely. You get through your stuff. You face your fears while you're laughing and playing. So how great is that?
Okay,
And-
like give us an example when you're doing improv,
Yeah.
because you're doing improv and it can be hard. Like, tell us about somebody who's maybe having difficulty with the improv process. What are
Letting
they
go,
going?
maybe.
What are they going through?
Yeah.
And then how do they overcome that? How do they make that transition?
They have to want to make the transition. They have to be open to make the transition. So let's say an individual is having the fear of failing. And so those thoughts will be in their head, I'm gonna mess up. Other people are gonna see that I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna look weak. And then when you do an improv exercise, let's say something really basic, it's a warm-up activity, something that is, what is it called, gibberish translation. So let's say I give you a word such as total gibberish. Then what you would need to do is come up with the English translation of that. It could be a phrase or a word. Would you like to do it now?
Penguin megaphone.
Exactly. See, so now there was no wrong answer, right? There was absolutely no
there was
wrong
only
answer.
one right answer.
And you came
Well,
up
that
with
was
that.
it.
You are brilliant.
You do that. You should be on one of those shows, Hugh.
Whose line is it anyways? Here you come.
Yes, watch out, Colin and Ryan. Here comes Hugh. Wow.
So now, for just by answering that, it seems really easy. But for someone who's having those anxieties, it's not easy because they automatically want to think, what am I supposed to say? But by practicing to just, no, you're right. It's okay. The fear comes up, you walk through it. The fear comes up, you walk through it. It's like you're retraining your brain and your cells to be okay to step through the fear.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to flip it now because I'm just imagining somebody. There are some great comedians out there.
Yes, there definitely are.
Now and in the past, but there are some great comedians out there who probably are great at improv.
Yeah.
But have lives that are just filled with all kinds of problems and difficulties,
like drugs or whatever.
And and they say that a lot of comedians are not necessarily happy people on the inside, right? So I mean, why does that happen?
Well, improv, if you were just to take improv classes and not be conscious of what you're going through, not have no interest in dealing with your stuff, then you will receive the benefits of laughter, the benefits of play. You'll fuel yourself with definitely positive energy, which will help with your holistic balance. It will help to raise your vibration up, help you to feel great. However, if you're still not allowing your, I'll just say baggage or stuff to surface, then it's not going to go away. You have to be conscious and ready to look at it. So as your fears come up, you need to acknowledge them, not ignore them.
Okay.
So if you're willing to acknowledge them and say, all right, this is a situation right now and I have fear coming up or I have anger coming up or I have sadness coming up, let's see what this is and be willing to move forward with it. That's the difference.
See, that almost sounds like, Sandra, it's like some of the stuff you're talking about in your course, right?
That's exactly it. Yes. Except we do more from a psychological deprogramming, belief systems, not from an improv, but I had thought about adding a component, an improv component to it. And the role playing to just to kind of make it fun, but it's very, very similar. That's more actioning out.
Yes, but I do provide strategies. So I provide them insights that I've had to help them to change their thought patterns. So to change their thoughts of obstacles into see how this can actually be an opportunity. So I do try to deprogram as well in that way, whether I'm working with kids
absolutely.
Or parents or teachers.
Absolutely, you can't not. You can't not. So it's all part of it. It's all part and parcel. It's one of the tools that would be used in something that in the working group that you're a part of. It would be one of the tools that would be used to get there.
Okay.
A fun one.
I want to hear more about your course. We'll talk after. Okay.
Are you ready for 2012, Jackie? For the big shift?
I have been preparing. I have it. I don't think it's a massive shift. I feel like we've been going through it gradually. And the last moon that we had was pretty intense. The whole summer has been intense.
Yes,
and that was
a
big one. And then we're going to have a little bit of a lull. Then it's going to go big again around end of October, November.
And what's going to happen then?
It's just another emotional shift, and should you be ready to bring some awareness to what you're going through, then you have an opportunity to let go of patterning that is just not serving you anymore.
So what is that? I mean, it sounds like you know something about like emotional patterns and tides that are coming with the moon and the astrological omens or whatever. Are you into something like that as well?
Astrology?
Well, I'm not. I think astrology absolutely fascinates me. The moon fascinates me. I'm not educated as much as other people are, but I like to be aware of it. For me, I'm more so conscious of energy itself. So conscious of my energy, conscious of the energy around me. I can feel it. I'm very sensitive to that.
Would you say you're an empath? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I needed to protect myself from other people's emotions because they don't have to say anything and I'm taking on their emotions.
Yes. And I think a lot of people do that
Yeah.
and don't know it. I think that's a big part of why people are unhappy. It's a lot of times they're walking into a room and they take on other people's energies.
Yeah.
They walk out and they feel like they've gained like 20 pounds of emotional baggage.
Yes.
But you don't know. You just feel so much heavier.
Yes.
And other people go out and they're like, wow, I feel so good because they've dumped on
Yeah.
emotionally.
Yeah. I'll just take that from you. I'll just take that on.
Exactly. Now, before you go, though, we want to talk a little bit about the kids. Because you're
Yes.
working with kids. She's moved from
Yes.
working
Yeah.
with adults to kids.
I am still working with adults, but
Okay.
I'm
And some
focusing more so on parents and teachers because they really want to make an impact on the elementary school students.
Okay.
Because using improv is amazing for building their self-esteem, helping them to build character, as well as it's amazing for being proactive with bullying. So that's what I'm
that
doing in the
would be
elementary schools.
Wow.
They don't have to be the victim anymore, and those bullies to help them to truly believe in themselves, right?
Wow.
Because improv is fantastic for doing that.
Like, how does that work? Can you sort of just describe how improv can help in a bullying situation?
Yeah, well, it's starting at the root. It's helping them to believe in themselves. It's helping them to realize that they can deal with whatever life throws them. It's helping them to realize embrace the diversity around them so they can accept themselves and accept the people around them. So that's the way it's working. A lot of programs that are in the schools right now are focusing on just educating what is bullying,
Yes.
right? So my program is being proactive and helping them to not
Lighten
have
up
to be in
about
that
it,
place.
actually.
Yeah.
That's actually what I see improv doing for bullying is
Yeah.
lightening it up, because bullying is such a heavy issue.
You know, isn't that amazing? My company is called Lighten Up.
Exactly. Well, that's exactly why I thought. Yeah.
Weird, I know.
But you know what, Hugh? Jacquie had a show called Rant on Rogers TV for how many? A couple
It
of
was
years?
4 years.
4 years. And it
yeah.
was played like across in some like New Brunswick, I think you said.
Yeah, it was across Ontario, New Brunswick, and it was in, I think, Newfoundland for a time as well.
She's won an award, and she's done amazing work with young kids. And they pulled her off.
I know, they wanted to take it off on a high. That was
They wanted to take it
devastating.
off on a
Well,
high.
didn't you want that too?
No.
You know, leave
me.
them wanting more?
No.
You know?
No, you want to help more.
That was my baby. You're taking my baby.
So that's okay.
That was
but
but
that's
it-
okay.
Yeah,
Because you know
I'm
what?
doing
That
really
just
exciting
means,
things right now.
Yeah, and that just means there's another one out for you that's going to be even bigger than Rogers.
Yes.
So,
Sad
you,
Rogers
so you're going?
lost
Are you
out.
going from school to school to help with this?
Yes.
Like high schools or elementary?
I'd like to
or,
focus on elementary. I'm
yeah.
open to doing high school, but my focus is elementary.
And are you still
Yeah.
doing any corporate or other?
Absolutely, absolutely. But I'm focusing my marketing and my energy on the kids.
Now, are the schools
Yeah.
embracing you?
Yes, I have been well received.
Good.
So far I'm focusing right now on the area in which I live,
Okay,
and then I'm
okay.
expanding out from there.
And then just quickly, the one woman show that you're in the plan.
And what the heck am I doing? It's called What the Heck Am I Doing?
Wow.
What the heck are you doing?
What the heck am I doing? It's a one-woman show where I talk about real life situations, parenting, relationships, and the insights that I get. It's interactive. It's a fun show. And I will be doing some bookings in Oshawa coming up before the new year.
Wow.
Stay tuned
wow.
for
So
dates.
you are the whole package.
Thanks.
So, okay, Jacquie, so, and you got the website, lightenup.ca, and we're going to spell that in the credits so people
Thank
get
you.
that.
'Cause
it's tricky
and,
spelling.
but I guess people can go there and see what else you're up to and
Yeah,
maybe
absolutely.
book you for shows or at least get in touch and that sort of thing.
And check
I would
out
love
when,
that.
when your
Yeah.
one-woman show is too. That'll all be
Yeah.
up there, right? Everything will be
Yes,
up there.
it will be up there, and I have a monthly newsletter so I can keep them up to date too
Okay,
as to
okay.
what's coming down the tubes.
Wow, you are one busy girl.
I love it.
Okay, well, now
I'm-
we talked a little bit about, thank you, Jacquie, for doing this. Now, we talked about the 2012 thing.
Yes.
And you're talking about emotional stuff, but apparently it could be a lot worse than that.
Okay.
In fact, I got a video right now, number one, that talks about the pole shift and what you need to do and where you need to be when the pole shifts.
right here.
How are
you
we
need
going to
be
improv our
watching-
way out of that one,
You need to be
Jacquie?
watching.
I'm going to have to see this video.
No, you know what? You need to be watching Liquid Lunch.
that will
what's gonna
help you
save
through the
you.
shift.
That's what's going to
Exactly.
save you.
All right, because if you, okay, so we're going to watch this right now. Get ready. And we're going to come back with Mark Martyre right after this. Liquid Lunch is on the air.
Whole shift, small shift.
You fight in the end, you fight in the rain. Your feet got no faith in ground. Where are we traveling now? One people living in sound, like from a sweet melody. Them soul is flowing now, yeah. And nothing hold we down. When we dance on the street, do it sweet, then you see it, say everyone bow, yeah. When we dance on this beat, everyone move your feet until it's sundown, yeah. No looking back and say we've got to move. I know at times we feel lonely, but no fears and no tears and no cares. Sing it clear, we have to run them away. When we dance on the street, do it sweet, then you see it, say everyone bow, yeah. When we dance on this beat, everyone move your feet until it's sundown, yeah. When we dance on the street, do it sweet, then you see it, say everyone bow, yeah. When we dance on this beat, everyone move your feet until it's sundown, yeah. No looking back and say we've got to move. I know at times we feel lonely, but no fears and no tears and no cares. Sing it clear, we have to run them away. When we die, 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 when we die.
Okay, we're back on the show here. It's me, Hugh, and of course, Sandra here. And we have Mark Martyre here. Mark,
Martyre.
great to have you back on the show.
Thanks for having me.
So you were here about a year ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
And what have you been up to? I know you got a new album out, but
so mostly that.
yeah. What have you been up to?
Playing, recording, just keeping at it.
Typical shy musician. You're just so shy.
We've just started it, so
Just
getting warmed up, pacing myself.
besides music, though, Mark.
Yes.
What else? Because
What
it's
have I been up to?
2012. We're getting ready for the pole shift. I mean,
Oh, that's right.
have you got your
My bunker and everything?
yeah? All that's whatever you think
And
you
have you
need.
saved, the rice and I don't know, the nuts or the beans or whatever? Do you have that all down there in the canned goods?
It's on the to-do list, but I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Where would we even shop for stuff like that?
That's right. You can't shop
I don't even know.
after it all goes down. Mark, do you think something like that's going to happen? Or is it
haven't
going to be
really-
like 2013 is going to be kind of like 2012?
Probably. I don't know.
Y2K, right?
Yeah.
Never
I haven't really given it too much thought, but I don't think there's anything.
He's too busy focusing on his music.
Yeah, I mean, I live in a bunker already, so I mean, not much is going to change.
You're
for
lucky.
me. I stay underground most of the year, and I only come out to play shows, and then I go back inside.
Does the sun hurt?
Everything hurts. The air, the sun.
So then you're just going to survive just fine. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay.
Well, it's a good thing it's a little cloudy today.
Yeah.
Now, Mark, you're from Toronto originally?
Yeah. Yeah.
And have you had a chance to travel with your music?
With the music, yeah.
Yeah.
Just around Ontario, a bit in
Yeah.
Quebec, and
Yeah.
yeah.
That's great. And the new record is called Down Record. And I was asking you, because it's, you could pronounce that different ways.
Yeah, everyone has their own interpretation. Some people say down record, some say down record. So
And it's down comma record.
that's
Right.
the important part. The record or record, that's less important than the comma. That's
So what's the significance of the comma?
oh well,
Well, it's a
we
pause.
couldn't get into
It's
all of
just a
that right now.
pause.
Yeah, it's an important pause. It's
But I'm just wondering,
I think
what
it's
was
way
the
over my
usually
head.
when
it's
you
a
get
time for reflection. You got to reflect after you hit that.
well, when you
point.
come up with a name for a record or
Yeah.
something like that, you've got to. I mean, I would think it's an inspired moment. What do you remember? What the situation was when you came up?
When it came to the name of it, I mean, I didn't want to give it any name that maybe was relevant for a split second. I wanted to give it a name that encompassed the entire period of time, and not just this sounded good for right now.
Does this mean you were down when you recorded it?
Well, that's one way to look at it for sure.
Okay, I think I'm getting
Okay,
it.
you know what? Okay, Mark, do you want? I know you're going to play a couple songs. for
Sure,
us. Do you want to
sure.
do one for us now? And
Sure.
then we'll
I'll do one from Down record.
Which one is
which we're going to
I
hold
think
up.
I'm gonna do Like the Horizon.
Like the Horizon?
That was some. Pardon me. Well, I sit in this basement room as the outside sky goes boom, and I just think about being strong for you. Yeah, I think about staying strong for you. And I walk through the summer breeze, I walk under the maple trees, and I picture your eyes smiling back at me. Yeah, your piercing eyes, they smile back at me. And the birds chirp and echo your name, and so does the thunder, so does the rain. A rolling, tumbling landscape does the same. I see that rolling landscape do the same. But let's not talk about things we can't unsay, 'cause we always end up going our own way. I know I can always visit you in my dreams. Yeah, you're perfect in my dreams. And like the horizon, you'll always be there. And even the sun burns and buries itself in your air. But like the horizon, you're always out of reach. You're like the horizon, and you're always out of reach. You're like the horizon, and you're always out of reach. Beautiful like the horizon, and forever out of reach. Thank you.
That was interesting. What was interesting about that, I found, Mark, was that when you started playing, whatever tension there was in the room, or even in my being, in my
Yourself.
physical being, seemed to just kind of disappear there for a second and just got to flow along with the music there for a sec. So that
thank
was
you.
that was great.
That's a really nice thing to say.
It is, and I
Wow,
appreciate that.
that's very powerful.
Thanks.
Except I whispered to Sandra while you were playing, the horizon, when the pole shift happens, actually might come
This is
within
why I
reach.
played that song. It seemed relevant.
Okay, great.
You know what I find really surprising?
Yes.
I didn't expect that voice to come out from
Neither
that
did
face.
I. I've been under the weather lately.
Oh, but you know what? I thought that's the way you normally. It's not the way you normally sound.
No, it is. It is.
Okay.
I think that's the fortunate thing about my voice. You can't really tell if I'm have a sore throat or not. It always.
You do not look like the voice you sing. Does that make any sense?
I get it. Yeah.
You get it.
Well,
Steve
it's
gets
like, has it changed, your voice? I mean, I know I was looking at your website earlier. People are comparing you in some fashion to Leonard Cohen.
Yeah.
And his
Oh,
voice
yeah.
has kind of gotten a little gravelier over the
Yeah.
years. Just wondering if yours is trending in the same direction.
It might
Or-
be. I
yeah.
mean,
Do you smoke?
no. I
Okay,
just-
because
I
maybe
mean, I
that.
just-
I think he quit, though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because it does sound like you have that kind of smoky kind of voice. It really. So how did you get that? If you don't smoke,
I don't know.
How does
I'll
that
have to
work?
call up my parents and ask them what the deal is on that.
That is very
But
cool.
yeah, it's not intentional. It's just sort of
So, Mark, I'm looking
not
at
a
your
great singer anyway.
I'm looking at the record here, and it's got an interesting picture on it. And I know you're from Toronto. I was looking at it. I was trying to place that. Is that in Toronto?
It is,
that
but
picture?
it's in Toronto from 54 years
Oh,
ago.
really?
It's a photo from the archives, which is
Wow,
I was
nice.
lucky to get because I wanted an image. Because like you just said, like people compare my music to artists
yes.
of the past and of the
yonder.
present, but of a style that
Yes.
represents a time gone, and certainly I can relate to it, and I wanted an image that depicted that, and I always liked those kinds of scenes, and so the interesting thing, so that is from Toronto. It's on St. Clair Avenue from 1958.
Wow, do you know whereabouts?
Yeah, St. Clair and Glenholm.
Oh,
That's the intersection.
where's Glenholm?
Oh
Where's
my
that?
God! I know where that is.
Dufferin, St. Clair
Okay.
Dufferin.
Oh wow,
area.
that's St. Clair and Glenholm. I know that place. In fact, I was there yesterday.
There you go. So
How
it's,
cool is that?
That's really weird.
Yes, it is. And you know what else is really cool? Okay, so the title is called Down, comma, Record. Then the first title of the title of the first song is Nowhere Else to Go But Up.
Yeah.
So can we assume that this album is picking you up?
No, absolutely. That's
See, I'm trying to
that would be a
figure
poor
out.
assumption.
I'm still trying to figure out what the heck the name is all about. And
Yeah.
you're not telling me, so I have to create my own kind of story.
That's it. It works better that way, I think, doesn't it? You know,
It does, because you know what engages my imagination, right?
exactly, and that's much more valuable than
Yeah.
than my imagination.
And you know what? And the fact that you don't even sound the way you look also engages the imagination more, right?
Okay, why don't we all close our eyes and we'll listen to another song.
That's a
by
great idea.
Mark.
That's a
And,
great idea.
Okay, viewers, close your eyes.
I'm gonna do a new one that's not on the album.
Oh, okay.
He's got a funny harmonica.
It is. Hopefully
This
it's
is.
not-
Does Leonard Cohen do this too? He does, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
does he? Does he play the harmonica?
I think he
I don't
does.
think not like this. I mean, this is. I
Yeah.
mean, when people see this, everyone thinks of Neil Young or Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen.
Or, of course, Alanis Morissette.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So we'll see how this goes. This is like I said, a newer one, and
What's this called?
this one's called "Falling Down, comma Tonight." I want to spend my youth on the road. Instead, I spent it on the street. To come to a time where I'm lost and displaced, and dreams and hopes are fleeting. And I'll decompose, but I'll still hustle that rose, though I'm falling down tonight. Yeah, I'm falling down tonight. And I'm falling down tonight. And stone walls raise the roof high, drinking coffee, Paris 1922. And reading the stories of the lost, sipping that soothing brew. And the frustration grows, but I still hustle that rose, though I'm falling down tonight. Yeah, I'm falling down tonight. And I'm falling down tonight. My shoes are filled with water, and I should have never gone on that line. Rush hour will be over soon, and I really want to leave and find a place in another time. But with these tattered clothes, I'll still hustle that rose, though I'm falling down tonight. Yeah, I'm falling down tonight. And I'm falling down tonight. And I'll decompose, but I'll still hustle that rose, though everything is crashing down tonight. And I'm falling down tonight. And I'm falling down tonight.
Awesome.
Nice job. Lovely.
Great sense of rhythm, too,
Yes.
and which is really important.
Absolutely.
It amazes me how you can, sing into the mic and then move your mouth to the or whatever the thing is called, and play that, and then move back to the mic. I'm so
Practice,
musical.
practice.
It's
That's what-
really good though. It's amazing. How you
So
do
musicians do, they
that.
practice. At least they're good ones.
That was well done.
Thank you so much.
And it really it's a harmonica, right? That's what that's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that really adds to it too.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the same without it. I
No,
think.
you know what?
That's why Alanis Morissette learned how to play.
Absolutely.
She actually learned how to play guitar too, didn't she? Because I don't think she did before. I think she kind of did that on the fly as well.
Yeah.
And so did Bono, I think, with you too.
I don't know.
Some people say that he's faking it, though he's not really playing it. I don't know.
Now, Mark, so are you when you play around town, and do you ever play with a band, or is it pretty much always solo stuff? Or
And I have in the past. Last year, I did a couple shows with a band. This year, I've played a lot just like this. Sometimes I'll have one or two accompanying musicians, but there's never a set group of people,
Yeah.
and or a set type of instrumentation that backs me. So
How about on the CD?
the CD has the cool thing about the CD is that it is representative of my sound, where some songs are just like that. Like The Horizon, for example, is pretty much like you just heard it. But then there are some songs on the CD that have a full band sound to them. So it kind of gives you that good cross-section of...
right, whatever you need for the song, right? If
Absolutely,
the song needs
yeah.
more instrumentation,
Yeah, I mean, it's not overly done. It's still very subtle in a lot of ways.
Because I was going to ask, how do you know which one to do the full out band, and how do you know which one to keep it down, like
It just-
Horizon? Like,
Well, it's just how I hear it in my head, and I guess. You know.
okay. Has it ever? Sorry, Hugh.
Go ahead.
Has it ever come out where the song was, the recorded version was not at all like the way you had envisioned it in your head?
So far, no.
Really?
So far, I mean, there are things where I've, taken like The Horizon, for example. Originally, I played it on piano, and that was what I thought I wanted to do, and then I played on guitar. I'm like, no, the guitar one sounds better, and
So
so stuff like that has happened. But overall, it never went from, okay, this was originally a country song, now it's a metal song. It's never
Wow, okay.
had that kind of a shift. It's more just,
So you play piano as well?
yeah.
Wow. So you play piano?
Not well. I mean, nothing that I play exceptionally well. I just
Wow,
kind
that's-
of get by.
That's amazing. See, that's what I love about musicians. You really cross over into all kinds of instruments. Hugh, you're a bass player. Can you play guitar?
sure.
See?
I think so, yeah.
See how that works? That's really amazing. Can you play keyboards?
Yes, I can.
See, that's amazing.
It's just pushing buttons.
But you know what? It's very different playing with strings than it is playing keys.
Oh yeah. But you got to
That's
be musical,
amazing.
right, Mark?
Yeah.
You've got to be
Yeah.
versatile, I guess, and
just-
diverse,
yeah.
right? It also helps you in your writing because you can hear those. If you can play those instruments, you can hear the arrangement. You
Absolutely.
can hear arrangements in
And
your
some-
songs, right?
Yeah.
So, Mark, this record, is it actually officially out?
It's officially out. It came out 3 weeks ago.
And where can people, like, can they?
So you can go to my website, markmartyre.com, or send me a message. You can get at shows. It's also on iTunes.
Okay.
It'll soon be in some record stores in the city, like independent ones.
It's so hard to think about even going to record stores. You know, everybody's talking about, Sam the Record Man just
Sure.
died, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, those
And
days
so did the
just are
so did the
gone,
era
right?
of records.
Everybody's
It
talking
is.
about how
Well,
great it was to go to
yeah.
the record store, and
Well, like I'm blessed with a certain amnesia about the current 2012.
Is your music, not only are you representative of music from the past, you are from the past.
I think so.
Maybe-
that makes the most sense to me. That's what I've tried to
You
suss
know,
out of my head.
He's
that
like one of those men in black who's coming from the past. He's like a time traveler. But instead of coming from the future now, you're coming from the past to now.
I think so.
interesting.
And just to speak to your point about record stores,
Yeah.
it is like putting it on a physical product,
Right.
and having it available in record stores. That made sense to me. I couldn't do a digital only release, even though
I know.
that is the way most of it happens nowadays anyway. But for me, I just wouldn't have been comfortable if there wasn't something you could hold in your hands,
plus, yeah.
a cover you could look at.
Yeah.
And it seems like the perfect thing to have when you're doing a show that people can pick it up, because if they're loving the show, they want to take it home and then they always remember it. And they'll play it that way, right?
Exactly.
It's also got the energy, the vibe of the environment
Yeah.
when you pick that up. Even books. Indigo is still around. People still buy books.
Now, speaking of which, are you doing any performances in the near future in Toronto?
The next, I just finished a bunch over the summer and this past month. October, nothing booked yet. November is starting to kind of get some. It's just right now I'm kind of working on the promotion of the album. Getting into
This is
stores.
your down, comma time.
Down, comma time. Exactly. You're getting it now. Thank you. But yeah, so now I'm kind of doing the marketing part of it all, and once that's done, I'll take off that hat and put on the live performer hat and get back on the road. And
Well, in the
start
meantime,
selling.
I guess people can keep in touch and even order the CD at your website.
Website, iTunes, or yeah,
markmartyre.com.
just exactly.
Also, no, we've got we're going to go out with a video, a song called Lauren Bacall, which is on
That's
the
on the record,
CD,
yeah.
right? Is
Yep.
this sort of like the first single / release?
I guess so. It was, yeah. I didn't know what to choose as the first single, so I just kind of asked some friends who had who had previewed the album for, and they're like, yeah, this is a good one. And
Yeah.
the video itself isn't anything special. It's just the lyrics pretty much on the screen with the music, but the music is from the album.
Do you have
And-
pictures of her in there, splashed in there?
No. Again, you got to use your imagination.
Okay, boy, you're making me work really hard to listen to your music.
That's how it should be, I think.
But this will give everybody a chance to hear the quality of the recording
Absolutely, yeah.
and the instrumentation and all that kind of
Perfect,
stuff.
yeah,
So
exactly.
we're looking forward to this. And Mark, thanks for
Excellent.
coming
Thank you
on
so
the
much
show
for having
today.
me. Yeah,
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, so here's I guess the single, Lauren Bacall from Mark Martyre, and we'll come back as Liquid Lunch continues right after this.
Age is a terrible thief. It surrounds you like water. And just when you throw up your hands, it seems to come on stronger. And time is a passing cloud. It always has you under its thumb. No matter how hard you try, you just can't outrun. But there's a fire in her eyes, and it chills me to the bone as I
this city is a muddy lake. Can we hide away on here? 'Cause one thing is certain, we don't belong here. And songs are not used to the air, but they still grab me like a flame. And I can't help but feel that fire as I walk through the rain. And as a siren she lights up the screen, her voice a sultry tone. As I watch black and white movies tonight, all alone. Dead bee, sat at the edge of your seat, connected with the time long gone, and wondered which side of a record you were on. Has a feeling sunk you like a stone, while watching Lorne Bacall movies tonight. All alone, yeah, watching Lorne Bacall movies tonight, all alone.
And we're back here on the show. It's Superstarz.ca
Time.
contest time, and we've got contestant Steve Madden of Steve Madden and the Prime Rockers, right?
That's right.
Steve.
That's right.
Oh, he looks pretty serious.
Yeah.
Steve, what's the story with the Prime Rockers and you?
It's a four-piece band, and we originally were Reckless from the 70s. We had a band called Reckless. We used to tour with Saga and Jethro Tull and all kinds of bands from Toronto.
Nice.
I'm originally from Boston, but I moved to Toronto in around 72, 73. And then we became Martial Law, and then we became the Prime Rockers. So
I think I remember that band record.
The next name is going to be called Police State.
That's it.
Right.
We'll keep it at the Prime Rockers, but it's just a generic name, It's a good name. It's a good band. I've got Jeremy Thornton on keyboards and vocals, Joel Hensley on bass and vocals, and the drummer Peter Greco on drums and vocals, and I'm singing lead and playing guitar.
Okay, great. And you're going to do a song today called, what's the song called?
Secrets of Metal. My friend made this out of something. We won't say what it is.
It looks like metal.
It's their beer can.
It's heavy duty.
Yeah, beer
Beer
can.
Looks
can?
great.
Yeah,
Looks great.
Those are beer can tops.
I got to thank Jimmy Boyer's dad for that. Yeah.
That's really good. It's really cool.
That is really
sorry, what's the
neat.
song called?
It's called Secrets of Metal, and there's a lot of cliches on top of cliches.
Okay.
But it's good cut.
All right. Okay, we
Hope
love to
you
hear
dig it.
Now we're looking forward to this.
All right.
Okay.
Wow, that was pretty intense.
That sounded good. I felt the same way listening to that I did when I first heard Rat.
Okay, cool, man. That's cool. I'll take that.
Wow, that was pretty intense. That was quite a performance.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so what is that song about? There's some pretty heavy lyrics in there.
It's kind of saying, like, to society, they think, musicians just come out of a limousine and just, their hair grows out and they don't work and they don't do anything. It's a lot of work, We all work hard at stuff. And we're saying, like, the first verse, yesterday I saw it all in my mind, reflections of something like a holiday. Musicians really don't get a holiday. A cruel and calculated crime, like society's kind of... And we're kind of joking on ourselves, like cliche on a cliche. And there really is no secret. It's just hard work. But there are tricks on the guitar and vocals and that to make it sound snazzy,
Well, that's great. So before we bring in Peter here, for your group, Steve Madden and the Prime Rockers, is there a website or something?
Yeah, the main one is myspace.com/Stevie Guitar Madden.
Stevie, S-T-E-V-I-E? I-E? Stevie Guitar Madden?
Yeah, M-A-D-D-E-N, Guitar Madden, yeah.
Okay.
I had to do that because of that Steve Madden shoe guy. I'm not supposed to say that on...
I don't even know that guy.
Yeah.
You're the only Steve Madden in my life, Steve.
I got rough shoes, yeah.
Okay. No, you're gonna. No, we got Peter here. Peter Morrison is joining us here, and you're gonna back him up on guitar.
His project.
Peter, you want to come on in over
time.
here?
He's
And,
great.
How about this?
oh yeah, it's all
Peter.
planned. It's all choreographed.
Love
this
you,
is
man.
Peter Morrison. Great to. Great. If you could just speak into this mic for the talking part,
It's
Peter.
it's Pete Morrison.
Yeah.
Om Angel.
Om Angel. That's the name of this
Yes.
group.
Om Angel, like Om.
Om as in resistance and electricity, and also Om as in the yoga chant.
The total enlightenment.
Very cool.
Scenario.
Very cool.
So do you guys play together in Om Angel normally?
That's-
Okay, great.
We've got about 30 songs together. We're recording another 30 this year. It's about our 8th album coming out.
How do you guys
Wow.
create so many songs?
It's a lot of work. Built my own home studio. It took many years to do it. There was a time when I had to raise the money, busking in the subways and stuff like that. But after I got to a certain point, we built the studio.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now we're doing a reality show on Sunday nights. It's called Om Angel Presents, The Om Show. And it's held live from Wise Guys. That's
Wise Guys, a bar
On Danforth.
Right.
on Danforth,
I know that place.
2301 Danforth.
Yeah.
And that's live Sunday nights. It's going to be a podcast soon too. But so that's
Wow.
where we basically bring up new Canadian talent, Toronto talent, that never gets heard or stuff. And we
Does it matter
introduce
what
them.
kind of music it is?
There's a lot of rock and blues there. I play there with Pete with blues. We'll do Little Wing, Hendrix, or some Doors and stuff like that. But some real blues. So the mixture of blues with rock.
Yeah.
We're trying to combine that. Sorry, I'm just
Yeah,
interjecting. Like Medicine Man, the cut we're gonna do, we wrote together. That has a lot of blues influences, even though it sounds like a rock format. And it's not as
Wow.
heavy as the last one, but it's very integral into the mind.
Well, we'd love to hear it right
Yeah,
now if you're ready to
absolutely.
go. And then we'll come back and get all the info and stuff. But this song's called Medicine.
The Medicine
Man.
Medicine
He's the
Man.
Medicine
Medicine
Man.
Man.
I'm just providing the guitar here.
The Doctor of Rock.
That's it.
Okay. Looking forward to this.
healer, I'm the medicine man. I'm the stealer with the bad reputation, I know. Are you headed anywhere? Did you come to see it? Did you come to see the show? Universal secret, controversial rock and roll. I'm a healer with the right medication. I'm a healer, I'm the medicine man. I'm the sealer with the bad reputation, I know. Are you headed west? See the madman calling, let the old come shine through. Although the stars are falling down, trouble lights will pull you through. I'm the hero with the right medication. I'm the hero, I'm the medicine man. I'm the stealer with the bad reputation, I know. Are you headed west? Are you going my way?
That's great, guys. Hey, could we bring that mic back in? Because we need you guys to use that. But that was awesome, Steve and Pete. And Pete,
Wow.
so the Ohm Angels, what's your website for you guys?
ohmangel.com, and on MySpace it's also, you got MySpace/ohmangel. On Facebook it's Ohm Angel, 2 words, OHM Angel, 2 words.
Yeah.
Then you got on YouTube, you got the Om Angel channel, which is exclusive to the reality show. There's 39 videos on there. And also we are doing the reality show at Wise Guys Live every Sunday night.
So what time should people show up at Wise Guys on Sunday nights?
Sunday night, we start at 9:30. We go till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Okay,
It's a great time. People have a lot of fun, and it's the only place in town. You get free steak, free pizza.
Free steak.
You get your first drink free. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going there. So we got Val here and Max joining us here. Max got his hair cut. And Val and Superstarz.
Yeah. Max is a great volunteer.
I've seen him at the Hard Rock.
Yes.
But Val, so these guys are part of the Superstarz contest.
They're both separate contestants.
Yeah.
As you saw, Pete entered his song and Steve has entered his song, but they're kind of backing each other up. That's okay, because they're two separate songs written by two separate artists.
Friends.
They're still friends, and that's all right. They're best buddies. And Max, so that's right. Max has his own album.
I got it too. The Shiny Blue Shirt album, right?
Yeah. So just to let you know that the 22nd of October, we're still open for quarterfinals. So we're still open stage looking for contestants before we go into our semifinals. When we go into our semifinals, there will be no more entries. So you got to get out to the Passion Club on Danforth on the 22nd.
The Passion Club. So last week you were on, you would not announce the name of the club.
Passion Club.
And it is a Passion Club.
Okay.
One of our sponsors, Gary 17, has set this night up for us, but there'll be 2 consecutive weeks. So it'll be 22nd and the week right after. Okay. So just to open up, because we have a lot of other quarterfinals that'll be getting, I'm not going to be able to get them through them all one night, so we made 2 separate nights. Okay. So the 22nd, make sure you get down there.
All right.
Passion Club on Danforth at Greenwood. Get off the subway, just walk upstairs, and there it is.
Okay, awesome. And if people want to find out more, they can go to the website.
Yes, go to Superstarz.ca and sign up. Or you can sign up at the venue, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so you can even do it last minute at the venue.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But we got to let Max say something now.
Yes,
Max,
sorry, Max.
Can you add into this and just hype people up about all this?
I want Max to perform on the show.
Yeah,
he is.
for sure.
Well, I am going to perform. I have to get my guys because we'll be doing our first practice on the 15th of October. Our first practice is July.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. Thanks, everybody. Pete and Steve for coming on the show.
Thank you, guys.
Max and Val.
No problem.
And
see you out there on the 26th.
Wow.
Okay, guys.
I really enjoyed it.
No, it's a super musical show today, and
the energy's
we
just
got
frenetic.
thanks, man. Thanks.
Thank you.
We're going to take a little video break. Come back with Nancy Diaz is coming up. We've also got Sherry Ryans here all the way from Newfoundland.
Wow.
And we got
long commute.
We got a video from Michael Tellinger in South Africa. He's mad at the banks for all the right reasons. We're going to watch this now.
Excellent.
That's number
Author,
2
researcher
there.
and
Aaron,
scientist
and we're
Michael
gonna come back with Nancy
Tellinger
Diaz
has just
as
filed
like
his
the lunch continues.
1,100-page notice of motion against Standard Bank in the Constitutional Court, accusing the bank of unlawful and unconstitutional activity. He's also served the notice on the Reserve Bank and the Ministry of Finance here in South Africa. Joining us for more, Michael Tellinger. Michael, you've brought the papers that you've served against Standard Bank forward. We can see how bulky these are. Let's just take a step back and get a perspective on why you've decided to take on South Africa's largest bank, apart from the fact that you're also filing this motion against the Reserve Bank and the Finance Ministry.
Well, you know, I'm an author and a researcher in the field of human history and ancient origins of humankind, and unfortunately, or fortunately for me, into that, at some stage, sooner or later, you come across the sudden appearance of money in human history. And you start wondering, well, how did money come about? Where did this suddenly miraculously appear and start being used? A lot of people believe that money is a natural progression, evolution. That is not the case, but I'm not going to go into that right now. Once I started realizing that, that there's a small number of families that control the supply of money, and we can name them. They're the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and the Morgans. And they pretty much control the supply of money worldwide.
How does that feed into the financial system here in South Africa. So basically, what is the fundamental premise that you feel that you have a case against Standard Bank?
Well, on a daily basis, first of all, I don't think there's a single South African. Well, I know there is no single South African, and probably nobody in the world that has not been affected by the unscrupulous activities of the banks.
When you're talking about unscrupulous, drill into
Yes,
that.
they break the law on a daily basis. In our papers, and as you can see, it's 1,100 pages of argument and legal factual legal case law. It seems to us that at this stage there are about between 30 and 33 laws, acts and bills that are broken on a daily basis by the banks, including the Reserve Bank, and this is all under the watchful eye of the Minister of Finance. So the Minister is aware of what's going on, and he's done nothing to prevent this from happening. It's pure exploitation of every South African citizen.
One of the arguments I've seen is that you're saying that banks, through issuing new money, are basically fueling inflation, basically issuing new money, printing money, and that isn't backed by assets. But that is really what the financial system has been built on for centuries, leveraging what you have, the assets you do have and deposits you do have.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that it's right. Just because it's been happening doesn't mean that it's right. The problem we have is that banks make money out of thin air. Now, I'm not the only one saying this. Stephen Goodson, the shareholder of the Reserve Bank, has been saying that for years now. I've had several meetings with shareholders of the Reserve Bank that have made some amazing revelations to us as to how the Reserve Bank works, how absolutely deceitful the activities are. Let me just give you some ideas, because a lot of people out there don't really understand why this is and how their lives are affected. Well, their lives are affected dramatically. First of all, the banks make money out of thin air. When I say this, when you go to a bank and you apply for a loan, they don't have vaults of money that they take physical cash and give you a loan. They sit on a computer and they punch in a bunch of numbers on a computer and miraculously, magically just create money out of thin air. It's not backed by anything. We've got this on record from the senior counsel, Shem Simon, that represented the bank in court against me. Now, I've been in the Supreme Court on 3 occasions in South Africa, defending myself. I didn't have advocates or lawyers. I was there defending myself, arguing against the highest paid lawyers money can buy. And by hook or by crook, we managed to get through all that, and now in the Constitutional Court, because it's not just about unlawful activity of the banks on a daily basis, and in this case, Standard Bank, but they all do the same thing. It's also about breaking and basically breaching all my constitutional rights. It's about my constitutional rights as a human being and as South African citizens that the banks are breaking.
Okay, so a few questions, but let me start with one of them. Who's backing you right now? Who do you have support from?
Well, it's been a growing group of people that have figured out the same that I have, that what the banks are doing is unlawful and unconstitutional. And we've been doing our own research, and now finally we've been joined by some really smart lawyers and advocates that have offered their work pro bono for free because they realize what's going on is absolutely wrong. This is about economic freedom. We've achieved our political freedom with Nelson Mandela's release and the actions that followed, but we've never received our economic liberty. So this is about liberating every South African from economic slavery.
Why just Standard Bank, though?
Because
why not the other banks?
Well, ultimately it is the other banks as well. And there is a new movement that's been set up by a guy called Scott Kundell, and it's called New Era, or New Economics Rights Alliance. They are putting together a whole support group for those that have been abused by banks. So for any of your listeners out there or viewers that feel they've been abused by the banks, please go to thebigcase.co.za and sign the petition, because this affects every South African.
But you're challenging a global financial system, and basically, as I said, a system that has been around for centuries now. Do you feel that you have a strong enough case to, what is the ultimate, do you feel that you'll be able to win this case with the evidence that you're going to be presenting against Standard Bank? What is the ultimate goal here?
Well, just to correct you there, this has not really been going on for hundreds of years. This really started with the establishment of the Federal Reserve System in 1913 on Jekyll Island. And when a group of very secretive, powerful individuals got together and set up the Federal Reserve System, the other reserve banks, like South African Reserve Bank, followed suit. They're privately owned institutions. Once again, let me tell your viewers that the South African Reserve Bank is a privately owned corporation. It answers to nobody.
Well, it does claim it's independent, and I'm sure they'll be able to come in and have some views on that. And that's the last thing I'd like to end off on. In terms of the finance ministry and the role that the Reserve Bank, you say, is playing in helping banks break the law.
Yeah.
Why do you have a case against government?
Well, because the Minister of Finance knows that they're breaking the law. And remember, the Minister of Finance is supposed to be the servant of the people. The Minister of Finance and the entire government is the servant of the people.
Which law exactly are you saying that government is breaking?
First of all, the Minister of Finance should have intervened on behalf of the South African citizens and said, sorry, what you're doing is unlawful and unconstitutional, and we need to change that. So that's what we're now going to try and force through the Constitutional Court. And what this case is going to do, you're quite right, this is a huge thing, because ultimately we're going to challenge the Constitutional Court to see how constitutional they really are, and will they rule in favor of the South African people and stop supporting, through the legal system, the banks that have been just exploiting the system.
Well, great to have you with us, and this obviously is a case we're going to be tracking, so best of luck at the courts, and we'll keep in touch. Michael Tellinger, author, researcher and scientist. On that note, it's over to David.
All right, okay, so that's all about the banking. Just to get a little non-musical stuff.
Rockefellers.
You see, they mentioned all that, right?
I wonder if 2012 has anything to do with this.
I don't know.
I think so.
But let's just leave all that behind, because we got Nancy Diaz joining us. Nancy, great to have you on the show.
Hi,
Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show.
And okay, so this is great. Now we had Cupid on last week, right?
Nice.
And I know you've done some work with Cupid.
You know Cupid.
Yep, he's part of the same TMD management. We work together. Yep.
Now, how have you worked together? Have you done?
He's actually in my music video, Summer Addiction. He plays Boy Toy.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
That one's an easy one.
Exactly. He's a heartthrob.
We need that. That was easy button. Yeah.
Yeah. So
heartthrob from Aurelia or Aurora.
Aurelia?
Aurelia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aurelia.
Aurelia?
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. So we're gonna actually watch that video at the end of this. Right?
Okay.
And so the song "Summer Addiction," I guess that was your big single release.
Yeah. Released that went on the radio in 2011, and but I didn't have proper management at the time, so now it's being released again. You can hear it at DJ FM, Toronto's best dance music station.
Yeah.
So they featured my music video as well. So, yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
So we're looking forward to that.
Yes.
Actually, I heard it before the show, and it sounds great.
Thanks.
And
did you re-record it too with the new management, or is it the same recording, just put it out there
same
again?
recording.
Okay.
I just made a music video later. So yeah.
So how did you get into the music business? I know you're from Toronto,
right?
And your dad's from Spain, I guess.
Yeah, my dad's from
right?
Spain, mom from Chile.
What's the whole story there?
Wow.
Right. So back in the day, there was some, I guess, governmental issues going on in Spain. My dad went to Chile. Chile had its own issues there as well.
Yes, they did.
And they moved to Canada. And that's where I was born. Yay. And and I've been involved in music since I was a little girl. I used to write and sing behind closed doors. I was very shy growing up, and parents, immigrants, becoming a musician wasn't exactly what they wanted.
No, for their daughter.
Right. Go to school, go to university.
School.
Yeah. So I went to university, and I have a biology background, and while I was in university, I figured, hey, I still had the passion, and I was always writing, so I wrote music while I was in school, and when I finished school, I really pursued it a little bit more, and so then I decided to get management behind me, so I can really.
Good for you.
Yeah, so I got the business sense because I'm in sales by day, and so I do my music, and it's going very well right now.
Wow. So I guess you're hoping to say goodbye to sales at some point.
Yes.
And hello full-time to music.
Correct, yeah.
But that seems difficult. I mean, just
In
looking
Canada.
at I know, just in general, really,
Right.
just because of downloading and all that stuff. It's just
Right.
like, how do you make it in the music business?
Right. Well, that's why. It's probably best to have a couple of jobs. Don't put my eggs in all one basket, but I spread it around, and allows me to financially support my music career.
Because you need to be able to do that too. I mean,
Right.
Who wants to be a starving artist?
Right. Exactly. So, but it's a passion, and I do it because I love it, and I love writing music. I love getting emotions out there and, writing about other people's experience or my experiences. And so.
So we asked Cupid last time he was here how he got signed up to this management, and how did you do it? Because I think that's a first step that can really help make or break you, correct?
Right.
Should we mention the company?
Sure. TMD Management.
TMD Management.
We got Christina. She's marketing out there.
So I mean, that's a tough thing to do, and like you just said yourself, the first time around was you had no management behind you,
right?
And it didn't go,
right?
Same CD,
right?
So you didn't change the music, yet you have management behind you, and that's making the difference. So how did you get the management?
Right. So what happened is when I'm working with a great producer in New York, Gaetano Lazzandi, and he developed Summer Addiction, and then once I had that out and I realized it was a bit of a buzz, I was like, I needed to have a bit of a business backing, because it's hard to do it all as an artist. So I looked for a manager, and I went through a couple, and I just did a little bit more research and found Team D Management, and I decided to work with them.
So you contacted them. Mm-hmm. Did they come to see you perform? How does that? Did you send them a CD?
Yeah, I contacted them, and I sent them my links at NancyDiaz.ca, and they took a listen. And then I had my Eyes Don't Lie album come out in January last year, and they loved my new song DJ that was out, and so yeah.
Okay.
I heard that song too this morning, but we can't see it today.
Yeah, working on the music video currently, so yeah.
Okay, and you're going to do one for us live, right?
Yeah, I'm going to sing Stutter.
Is this from?
This is from my Eyes Don't Lie, album and or EP, mini album. So, yeah.
Okay. Are we ready? Are you ready to do it? You want to do it right now?
Yeah, is the monitors on? I can't really hear myself.
Yeah, we're going to have get all that going on, and.
Think about tomorrow when you touched your frozen hollow. Now you're lying and you can't sleep, 'cause your piercing thoughts go that deep. Didn't think about tomorrow when you kissed a frozen hollow. Now you're crying and you can't sleep, 'cause your piercing thoughts go that deep. Baby, you're crazy. You did me wrong, don't fake me. Baby, you're stuttering on, watching your back 'cause you can't relax. Baby, you're stuttering on, watching your back 'cause you can't relax. Baby, you're stuttering on, watching your back 'cause you can't relax. Baby, you're stuttering on, watching your back 'cause you can't relax. Didn't think about respecting, now you lost all holds for creeping. Living two lives conniving, didn't think I'd catch you cheating. Didn't think about respecting, as I stood by you defending. Now your heart's aching, I'm leaving. Got a stranger in my bed creeping. Baby, you're crazy. You did me wrong, don't fake me. Baby, you're stuttering on, watching your back 'cause you can't relax. Baby, you're stuttering on, watching your back 'cause you can't relax. Baby, you're stuttering on, watching your back 'cause you can't relax. Baby, you're stuttering on, watching your back 'cause you can't relax. You can hate me, we can be apart, we can be happy. I can hate you, you can hate me, we can be happy. I need someone who loves me right for me. Baby, you're stuttering on, watching your back 'cause you can't relax. Baby, you're stuttering on, watching your back 'cause you
That was lovely.
Thank you. I wasn't sure to perform that way or this way, but I figured out it was this way in the end.
So that
There's never a wrong way.
Yeah.
that track's on My Eyes Don't Lie.
Uh-huh.
And is that album available?
Yep, it's on iTunes, Reverb Nation, my website as well, nancydiaz.ca. Yeah.
Okay, great.
So
So
with
what do
a
you?
Z. Diaz with a Z.
I knew
Diaz
that
with a Z,
already.
yep.
So what are you working on now?
I'm actually working on a Spanish album. It's coming out in January.
Oh, so you speak Spanish too?
Yes, I speak
Nice.
Spanish. So it's going to be it's like Latin pop.
And are you writing it all?
I write all my music.
Yeah.
So
What about the lyrics?
I write everything.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how do you find it writing in English versus writing in Spanish?
Well, it's it's same kind of thing. I mean, I'm born in Toronto, but my parents don't speak much English, so I have a very I'm first generation, so I have to speak back in Spanish, and so the Spanish aspect is still there. It'll be interesting because I'll be hitting my roots, right? So I'm really excited about.
Is this your first time going?
No, I've actually wrote my inspiration album in 2010. Was a Spanish album, but I didn't have any management at the time, so
Okay.
And I wasn't working with the producer I'm working with now, so
Okay.
and
So this
he's
is really exciting.
super exciting because he's Spanish as well, and so the tracks are just amazing. I'm super excited to release it. So
Excellent.
So when's that coming out?
January
Wow.
2013. Yeah.
Now, the thing about releasing a Spanish album in Canada, I can see there'd be a market for it in the States.
Right. I'll be promoting in the States and South America. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. 'Cause
What
you'd
about-
have to make
what
a
about-
French album here.
Yeah. Exactly.
How about Europe though? Any plans
yeah.
to go over to Spain?
Yeah, I would. Spain would be one of the places that we're targeting, mainly just because of higher population down South America, and
Plus, nobody in Spain has any money anymore.
Yeah, good one, exactly.
But you can still buy an iTunes thing. That's
Yeah.
cheaper.
Still got to pay for that.
Yeah, but it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
They need a bailout.
Yeah, they need a bailout, exactly.
They're mad at the banks too. See?
As they should be.
Everybody's
They
mad
should
at the
pull an
banks.
Iceland. That's what they should do.
That absolutely.
So, okay, so you got this Spanish album, and are you in the studio currently working on that?
I actually am in and out of the studio. My studio's in New York, so I'm there working on
that's
that
great.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how often? That must be kind of hard. That's a long commute.
Yeah, but I don't mind shopping. So.
So wait a second. So how often do you go up there then? Because and you have to really make sure when you do go there that you are in that creative. You can't have any downtime, can you?
No. So typically, how I do it is I'll go and get the beats figured out and what kind of song we're working on. There's five tracks on this mini album coming out. We've already finished one. It's called VIP. It's very targeted towards Miami. It's very Miami pop-ish.
Okay.
And the other tracks, I'll be, taking a week off work and going down there in January and I'll spend a whole week there and just finish it.
And that must be so exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Now, any performances in Toronto or nearby or anywhere else?
Yeah, I mean, I just came from Montreal last week, right? And we performed for Universal Records. I showcased.
Is this the same where Cupid was as well?
Yep,
Okay.
he was there as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
And
yeah.
so we did that 2 weekends ago. And before that, we just did another showcase for Warner Brothers label, and that was in Mississauga. And now we are doing a tour. Okay, could I say that? We're going on tour across Ontario, so stay tuned for that. I'll have all that.
Is it just you, or are you going with some other artists from the same management company? Is it a bunch of you guys together?
I don't know the specifics yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
there will be some people that are signed, and there will
Okay.
be some unsigned artists, and I
Okay.
will be one of those unsigned artists.
But that's so great. You get to perform with some signed
Totally.
artists.
No, I love
so
talent working with people. So yeah.
That's amazing. It's like union and non-union actors.
Right.
We can all share the same space.
Exactly.
Okay, is there anything else that's coming up that you should let us know about? Because
I have my music video DJs coming up soon as well. I'll be releasing hopefully December, just before Christmas.
Check everything on the website, right?
Yeah, you can just check out the website or Facebook and.
Okay.
Thanks for social media.
Great. So the website is nancydiaz.ca, right?
Correct.
And we've got this video, Summer Addiction. So it's been released, right? But now summer's over. So I guess that's when people really find out how addicted they
addicted you
were
are.
to
Very
it.
true. Very true. Yeah. So.
So
miss it, eh?
it's a great video. We're looking forward to watching it here. So people can get and stay in touch with you on the website,
Correct. Yeah.
and look forward to seeing you in some shows here in Toronto and across Ontario.
Thank
And
you.
good luck.
Thank you. And thanks for having me on, guys.
Okay, so here's the video, Summer Addiction, and we're going to come back right
Not
after
too
this
much
with
shopping in New York, don't Nancy.
Sherry Ryan will be joining us right after this.
Sorry. We need to.
Summer addiction hypnotizes me. The sun is shining on my body. At the club, we get down tonight. So raise your glass, 'cause we're partying tonight. You're my summer addiction, addiction. 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 The beat is pumping through my veins. My body's grooving. Come touch me, please. At the club, wanna dance all night. Got my friends and we're partying tonight. You're my summer addiction, addiction. 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 Burning, burning, but I like it, like it, like it. Come lay it on me crazy. Come on, baby. I'm burning, 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 but I like it, like it, like it. Come lay it on me crazy. Come on, baby. You're my summer addiction, addiction. You're my summer addiction, addiction. You're my summer addiction, addiction. You're my summer addiction, addiction.
We've got Sherry Ryan. Came all the way from Newfoundland to do this.
Wow. Wow.
Well, did you come with a load of spuds?
No, I didn't.
I know, wrong
No,
province.
no
Wrong province.
spuds.
I grew some garlic this year, though.
Did ya?
And onions and beet.
Okay,
See,
no, I
everybody's-
heard I
could've
planted
brought
beets this
some.
year too.
Oh, nice.
I heard they came up, but I haven't checked them yet.
Oh.
But don't you have to plant the garlic in October, something like that?
Yeah, I did it in November and harvested them in August.
Okay, and that was in you live in St. John's.
Yeah, and just outside of St. John's is where I grew up, and my parents have a farm there.
Yeah.
So that's where I planted the garlic, and I just had to put them in and come back.
And they just come
6
back?
or what was it, 10 months later, and pick
it's
them up.
Yeah, and you got a lot.
That's my kind of farming.
That's great. Yeah, it's
No work.
It's amazing. You just plant the plants in the ground, and next thing you know, you're picking fruit off of it,
Yeah.
of whatever it is.
That's amazing.
What's the soil like in Newfoundland, though? Because I've got visions of moving there, but I want some good soil.
It can be rocky.
Yeah.
And some parts of Newfoundland have really great soil. You can grow lots of things in Newfoundland that I didn't realize, but yeah, people are growing peppers and garlic and onions, and I thought it was just potato, carrot, and turnip.
Oh, you can
for
do
a long
potatoes.
time. Oh yeah.
'Cause that's important.
There's lots of, my dad usually gets about 12 sacks of potatoes a year.
Wow.
Wow.
That's great. I'm sold.
Are you going?
One of these days.
But the
And you can
winters
probably buy a farm for, I don't know,
fraction of the price of
$30,000.
Oh, and
I better not put in a price there.
You know what? I'm gonna say something here because we saw that video about the pole shift earlier. Right. Well, you weren't here.
You
for
weren't
that.
here, yeah.
But anyway, the pole shift is coming this year.
Yeah.
2012.
Now, here's what I heard:
and all that.
is all of North America is going to shift, and Newfoundland is going to have the best climate in the country.
Is that
afterwards.
why you want to go there?
It's going to be like
Hugh?
Yeah.
Florida.
Did I say 30? I meant 300,000.
Well, now's the time to buy, right?
Okay, maybe not quite like Florida.
Yeah. We had a really hot summer.
Did you?
And even last week when I left, it was hot and humid, and it's unusual. Yeah.
It's not that much different than here.
Well,
Right.
we haven't had the last few weeks haven't been that hot and humid. And she
No,
said it was out
it's
there.
fall. It's fall, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Sherry, so you got this new album out. In fact, we got it right here. It's called Sister of Mine, and it's a great looking album
Yeah,
cover.
it's really
And it's
cute.
your third album.
That's right.
And tell us about I don't know, the inspiration for this thing and
Okay. Some of the songs in this are very old. There's some songs that I wrote, like, the first song I ever wrote is on this album, actually.
Wow,
And that's a
neat.
pretty dangerous thing to do.
What? Oh, yeah.
And say
How old were you
even.
when you wrote that?
Oh, I was I didn't start writing songs until I was 27.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was moving to work in a nursing home in Mississippi, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And I wrote this song called Moving On. I started to write this song. And while I was there, I met a woman who had just been admitted to the nursing home. She was a 92-year-old woman, and she had a twin sister. And she did not like it there, and she'd say to me, call that sister of mine and tell her to come down to 61 and get me out of here. And that's exactly the chorus that I wrote years later, and it became the title track, Sister of Mine.
Wow,
I have some sisters,
isn't
and I was
that
feeling the same
amazing?
way. I wanted to get out of there. I didn't enjoy working in a nursing home in Mississippi
Why? Was it the
because I
nursing
was a
home?
musician.
Oh.
Oh, so it wasn't anything about the nursing
Frustrated
home itself.
musician.
How the heck did you end up in Mississippi, though?
Well, I was working as an occupational therapist at the time, and they needed
Okay.
people working down there, so there was recruiters hired. and
Okay.
Good money.
Good money.
Yeah.
And you're getting
I
used
learned a big lesson.
You get used to the future Newfoundland climate.
Okay, no, wait a second. She learned a big lesson. What was that lesson? Don't go for the money?
Don't choose things for money.
Okay. Isn't that interesting? Be a starving artist instead.
Yeah.
That was a loaded, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate?
Well, I'm actually thinking about doing some more occupational therapy. Because I'm a yoga teacher, and that way I can incorporate yoga into a more accessible medium. Because if I do private yoga with someone that have occupational therapy insurance, I can treat people privately, and I'm interested in working with people in chronic pain and helping them out through breathing meditation and all that.
Well, that would be a really, really nice compliment to occupational therapy. I don't think anybody's done that yet.
Yeah, we decided.
That's it. Very interesting.
Recently, we were talking about it. Maybe I'll call it YOT instead of yoga.
Now that's
kind
kind
of
of cool. YOT.
So, Sherry, you're in town. Are you just visiting to promote this record?
Yeah, I'm playing in Peterborough and London as well.
Okay.
And I just came from a tour in the Maritimes, so I'm doing like a seven-date tour of Eastern Canada, Ontario.
And have you done your Toronto show yet, or
No,
when
I
is that?
haven't. It's Saturday night at the Dakota.
Okay.
And it's at 7 o'clock. It's an early show from 7 to 9. And I'll be playing with my band.
Is it a full band?
Yep,
Okay.
bass, guitar, and drums, and me on acoustic guitar and possibly piano. I play piano on this record, and the Dakota has a piano. It's a honky-tonk piano though, so I'm going to feel it out and see. I play guitar as well. And Laura Repo, who is a songwriter here in Toronto, is going to do an opening set.
Nice.
Before 7?
Nope.
Or
at 7.
at
So
7.
7 to 9 is a
She'll
whole
do
show.
a set, and then I'll do my set after
Okay.
her, and it'll
Okay.
all happen between 7 and 9 at the Dakota
Now,
Tavern.
where is the Dakota? Isn't
Yeah.
it like
Ossington.
Ossington? Right on Ossington, is it?
Ossington and.
Or
I don't
near
know.
Dundas. Somewhere near Dundas.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
The Dakota Tavern has a website
Yeah. Okay.
and Facebook page and all that.
It's hard when you're not from here to know exactly, because when you're in London, people will say, "Well, where is that?" And you kind of have to memorize these things without really
Yeah.
knowing where they are, right?
And the address might be on my website, which is sherryryan.com.
Yeah. So people can check that out. Now, did you ever live in Toronto?
For 3 months,
Yeah.
I did a work term here in North York Hospital, and I lived on Kensington Avenue for 3 months.
Yeah. Oh,
and
right.
how was that?
That's the total Toronto experience.
Yeah, I took the bus or subway or whatever I had to do every day to get to my work placement, and then I came back and got back into the
city.
Toronto experience.
'Cause can you imagine living up near where you were doing your work thing? It's like you're not really getting the Toronto
I
experience.
was there.
At all.
I was in a residence. I had a curfew, and I was feeling that wasn't my thing. And I came down to the market and met an old high school friend, and she let me crash on her couch.
Wow. Wow.
And that saved me because I had a great time getting to know Toronto. And I lived here again in 2008. A house sat for 2 months down in Leslieville, whatever way that is.
Yeah, it's that away.
That way, see?
Yeah.
I'm
You got it
natural.
right.
The GPS is working.
It's on the way to Newfoundland.
Yeah.
So what's the scene like in Newfoundland, in St. John's these days? Do you get a chance to play
Yeah.
locally there?
Yep. And we have our provincial music awards show happening next weekend, or not the Thanksgiving weekend, the weekend after, and I've been nominated for 2 awards.
Oh, very
The
nice.
Female Artist of the Year and Country Artist of the Year. So that will be a big weekend, and we get delegates who come in from folk festivals, or I think this year the focus is music supervisors from LA. So they come and we get to meet one-on-one with them.
And you're
that's a
performing
great,
too at them, right?
and
Are you
I
getting-
will perform at
Okay.
them.
Okay.
And you get an opportunity to. We're a bit isolated, obviously, so music delegates come from other regions and get to. We showcase for them and meet them on a one-on-one meeting, and also there's some great bars, pubs where I play with my band. I have a 6-piece band at home. That's a little, it's easier to get them all together there than take them on the road. So.
So this bunch that you've got playing in Toronto and
I haven't met them.
Ontario, you haven't even met them.
No, we are rehearsing all week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got here yesterday, so.
Okay. So have you had?
How does that work? I know it's not ideal, but I actually like it because everyone is fresh and on their
Yes,
toes, and
yes,
it's exciting. And I've done it before here, and through word of mouth, I get the names of people who who can jump on board.
They're like
gave
session
them-
players, correct?
Yeah. And I gave them the download link to my album weeks ago, so they've been listening and preparing, and then we'll do shows together, and then Saturday night we'll be warmed up nicely.
So have you had have you practiced with them yet?
Tonight's first.
Tonight's
one.
the first practice.
Yeah.
So
is there are you nervous for the first practice?
No.
No?
No.
They are.
I guess,
They're
I guess they would be. Now, are they also going to be performing with you in London as well?
And Peterborough.
And Peterborough, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not nervous, but I do, it's a challenge to sometimes really communicate what you want to hear from a bass player when I'm not a bass player. So I've had a hard time over the years, but I'm getting better at being the band leader. I went from never being in a band to having a band back me up, and that was a growing experience.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That is tough.
Yep. And trusting myself, to tell other musicians who play various instruments what I want. Sometimes I don't even know. Like I feel it out, see what they're doing. I just know sometimes when I don't want, and I don't have the drum language or something to say it. So I'm learning some new, when we have a rehearsal, I'll say, so what do you call that, what you're doing right now? And it might be 8ths on the hi-hat or something. So I'm learning all the lingo.
Wow. It's a whole another kind of education that you really wouldn't think you have to do.
Yeah, it's skills, communication skills, people skills.
But what about your group in St. John's? They must be, do you have real good chemistry with those?
Yeah, I got some great players who are all involved in other projects as well, but they're on board for my stuff. And we had a show recently, in August actually, that I hadn't gotten so much enthusiasm and applause from the audience, and it was just really, it was a fantastic show. They were great.
What was so good about it?
Just the audience response, and I could feel that we were
gelling.
We were on, and had a female bass player for the first time.
That's the secret.
That was the answer.
That was the secret. Not that your bass playing is fantastic.
Well, she sang harmonies with me, and
okay.
I just liked having someone else in the band who was female, because it doesn't happen very often.
Now, who did those guys play on this CD?
No, what happened with the CD was I hired a guy to produce it from Halifax, Phil Sador, and he is an excellent musician, and he came to Newfoundland. We did the bed tracks, which were piano, some guitar, and my vocals. And then I thought maybe he'd take it and put a little bit of, mandolin or accordion on it. But he went mad with it, and you can see that he played a lot of instruments. There's like 3 rows of.
Him?
Yeah, he played like all kinds of electric guitars, tenor guitar, acoustic guitar, cello, clarinet, trombone, harmonica, Lowry tube,
on
organ.
one song?
No, on the whole album.
Holy cow!
So it turned out to be very some of it sounds like the band or something. It's a way bigger sound than I thought it was going to be, and I loved it. So, yeah, I didn't get it. We didn't do live off the floor band. He layered it on, but he managed to make it sound like a very cohesive.
Because that's got to be. I'm just sometimes it helps when you add a lot of instrumentation. Sometimes to me it takes away from the song.
Very good point.
So it's sometimes a tough call. Where do you draw the line on that stuff?
Yeah. And there is a song in here that's just me and my piano. So it's not all huge.
So if you could describe yourself as sounding like somebody, for someone who doesn't know you and you wanted them to come to the Dakota, what would they hear?
Well, I've had from different media reviews and things, I've been called St. John's answer to Lucinda Williams.
That's interesting.
I get compared to Gillian Welch a lot. I don't know if you're familiar with her.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. She was involved with the Oh Brother Where Art Thou soundtrack.
Okay.
That was a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was listening to it this morning, actually, at my sister's house.
Wow.
I get compared to a less poppy Anne Murray.
Oh, a less poppy
or
Anne
a beefed up
Murray.
Margot Timmons. I think.
Interesting. I love these when they take these names, but then they add an adjective to these names. So you really think you have to think, wow, a beefed up Margot Timmons.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's. I often get compared to like our country, old country artists, old country female vocalists.
Okay.
Like from the 60s?
Like Kitty Wells.
Okay.
That's old, I guess. That's before.
I don't know her.
Kitty Wells.
I've heard of her.
Patsy Cline.
Okay.
Now, how's the quest for airplay? On I guess
Say that again?
country stations airplay. on the
Oh, yeah.
radio.
Well, Newfoundland has its own radio station that there's a song on here called the Blue Ridge Mountains, and I heard them say the other day they get a lot of requests for it. And CBC, of course, plays all around Atlantic Canada, plays my music. And in Ireland, I'm getting some radio play. I grew up on Irish music, so there's under the country bluegrass, there's undertones of Irish. And
Wow.
they like North American songwriters that seem to take to that.
That must feel really good, though, to hear that you're getting a lot of requests for your songs.
I know. That was
Wow,
really
that's
pleasing.
nice.
Yeah, I like
How
that.
thrilling is that?
Have you been over there, or any plans to?
I was in Ireland in 2010, and I plan to go back. I was just doing up my calendar on the plane yesterday.
Yeah. So you're performing? Or you were performing
I performed
Nice.
6 shows over there.
And what was that like? Yeah, how were the audiences there compared
It
to?
was
You're reading my
Are they
mind, Hugh.
exactly like the audiences in Newfoundland?
Yeah. I think they were quieter, pretty rowdy in St. John's.
Oh.
No way. They were quiet in Ireland?
Yeah.
Canadians were rowdier than Irish people.
They don't have screech in Ireland.
Yeah. Well, it
Get
depends on the
out of
venue. We
town.
were at a venue in Cork that was really well promoted, and people came. It wasn't a pub. It was a venue where people came to see the show, paid their cover charge. I also got to sit in on some sessions in Dublin where people get hired just to sit at a table and play music and entertain people, but it kind of looks like they just spontaneously sat down and started a session, but they're actually hired to sit there and do
isn't
that.
that interesting?
So I would sit close enough that someone would pass me a guitar and sing a song, and I got a great response from these great musicians, which felt is a good endorsement, you know.
You know, I'm really sorry you didn't bring your guitar here today.
Me too.
I read through everything, and it didn't say anything about performance, and I was in a hurry. And
oh well.
But yeah.
Next
well,
time
we
you're back.
we do have.
There's a guitar there. I don't know if we have time.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we? Okay. Why don't we do this? Just because. Why don't we play your Janeway telethon video right now, and we'll get set up and with a guitar and get you to do maybe a song. That'd be fun.
Janeway
So, do you want to just
telethon.
talk about this, because this is a CBC thing, but I guess only in Newfoundland. But
A few years ago, there's a all-day telethon where people phone in pledges to raise money for a children's hospital there. So CBC invites artists to play, sing a song there live at the show, and in return you get a video for it.
Wow.
And I'm not sure, I did two, so this could be You Broke My Heart, or it could be the doggy song.
okay, I'm not sure which one it is, but
Probably
let's check
broke
it
my
out.
heart.
You'll find out, because
And
the
we'll come
lyrics are
back
straight up.
and get a live one with
Nice.
Sherry Ryan. We'll be
Excellent.
right
This
back.
is real.
Thank you.
You broke my heart. Promise to be careful. It's not what it's there for, but you did anyway. Right from the start, I knew what I was in for. Thanks to a few friends, I realized that I'm okay and this was nothing special. I realized that I'm okay and this is nothing special. Loneliness had the best of me, I guess, when you came along. Now you're on a list of things I detest. My list is not that long. You broke my therefore, but you did anyway. Right from the start, I knew what I was in for. So plain and simple, but I did anyway. Now I'm on the man, thanks to a few friends. I realize that I'm okay and this was nothing special.
Thank you. Hope you have.
So that was awesome, Sherry. So like you're a big star in Newfoundland, right?
Yeah. Sure, we'll go with that.
And Mississippi too, maybe.
In Mississippi, no, I don't think anyone knows me in Mississippi.
Except the people at the nursing home.
Yeah, Ellie Mae.
Ellie Mae?
Miss Ellie.
They really
She was
have
90
people named
then.
Ellie Mae down there?
Ellie Mae.
Didn't she used to be on the Beverly Hillbillies?
And but yeah, so we'd call them like Miss and the first name, like Miss Ellie.
Oh.
Just like on Beverly Hillbillies.
Beverly Hillbillies.
So maybe Beverly Hillbillies was fashioned after Mississippi people.
Okay, Sherry, so you're ready to give us a
I'm ready
song?
to make you cry.
And we'd love
This
to hear
is called The Narrows, and The Narrows are the entrance is St. John's Harbor.
Okay.
So. One lonely thing on the ocean, drifting away and lonesome. I dreamed we danced out of time. I thought you were no longer mine. Ship sailed away through the narrows in love's ocean of sorrow. I dreamed of dark clouds and rain. What if I never make it back? What if the skies are too cloudy? What if the tides are too rowdy? Would you be there to hold me? Never away or knowing. One lonely thing on the ocean, drifting away and lonesome. I dreamed we danced out of time. I thought you were no longer, thought you were no longer mine.
Beautiful and how spontaneous. Wow, lovely.
Thank you.
That was really good. That's just a taste of what people can get at the
Yes,
Dakota
and that's not
this
even her
Saturday.
guitar.
I know. Okay, do you want to do one more?
Thank you so much, Mark.
Just
for
while you
allowing
are
us.
while you're already here, just because
Yeah.
it sounds so great. And
Is that okay with you?
Wow, it's beautiful.
Thanks for your guitar.
And I can absolutely hear the Anne Marie.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can absolutely hear that.
Good.
When I close my
I love
eyes.
Anne Marie. This is a song that's a little more upbeat and fun. It's called Burn My Journal. And I wrote this song out of frustration for not really writing what I want to write in my journal because I'm paranoid I immediately will die and someone's going to read it.
Oh, yeah.
Who does not want to burn their journal, though? That's
Exactly.
a really cool visual.
Burn my journal. Is it safe when I die? Burn my journal. I'd be crazy to lie. All those years of never knowing who'll peep inside. die. I can take it when I'm dead and gone. My mistakes won't mean a thing, they're just wrong. Still, I edit everything even though it belongs. When I'm gone, burn it up when I'm gone. If you get a mention, then I loved you so. Even if my words didn't show. If you get a mention, then I loved you so. Even though, oh, well, I've got something now to say, but I know I won't. I'll take it with me in my little boat. We are sailing over Jordan's ever-spanning tide, on to glory, my secret and I.
So cute.
Thank you.
And so true.
Okay. All right, Sherry. Well, great to have you on the show. Really
Thank you so
great
much.
It's great to be here.
get you to do a couple of songs. And that's what the CD looks like.
It looks like fun.
Now, where can people pick this up if they want to
You
get
can
it?
get that online at sherryryan.com. It's on iTunes as well.
Okay.
So you can just do a search in iTunes, or you can get it at the Dakota or on the street if you see me.
Okay, so just keep looking for that face right there. And Saturday night at the Dakota, Ossington, and Dundas, 7 to 9. So you're going to be there performing.
Early show.
Early show, and people can get out the CD. And you mentioned playing Peterborough.
At the Red Garnet in Peterborough with Jill Stavely, and on Friday night at the London Music Club in London with Joelle Westman.
Okay, what night is it in Peterborough?
Thursday night.
Thursday
in
night.
Peterborough.
Okay, great. And then what? Then what are you doing? Back to Newfoundland, or?
Then back to Newfoundland, and
She's got the award shows coming up.
And then Thursday night at the Ship with a group of guys who do music videos there called Heavy Weather.
Oh yeah, is it going to be on TV?
It's going to be. They have a website where they feature the videos.
All right.
And good luck with the award nominees as well. That's exciting.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, Sherry. Great to meet you. Thanks for doing this. Good luck with all these shows.
My pleasure.
And that's it for the show.
Oh my God, I'm so musiced up.
Yeah, exactly. And we're not finished yet, because what we're going to do right now, we got Mark Martyre, who was on the show earlier,
Who's courtesy of his guitar?
The guitar to Sherry here, and we got
Mark.
another video from Mark. We're going to go out with a song called "Flowers at Your Door," and so that's it for the show.
I think the two of them should get together because they're both like throws from the past.
And they both play guitar
And they both play guitar.
and write songs.
Each other's guitar.
Yeah. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Awesome. Awesome.
We'll see you tomorrow for more Liquid Lunch right here on thatchannel.com. See you then.
See ya.
I was born in a time that doesn't exist, and I had to learn how to blink with a fist. Hope kept evading me around every curve, but as I've grown, I've learned how to stand. And limping around, one day I'll walk like a man, and put my thoughts into words. And all she saw were the colors painted by her mind. I couldn't bring her flowers, they were too hard to find. And then the wind swept those colors away. But if I knew then what I know now, I'm sure I'd find those flowers buried somehow. And then the colors would never turn gray. And whoa, I'm slipping in this stream. Falling for the same dream. Whoa, I'm slipping in this stream. Won't someone wake me from this dream? I've lived in a desert and I've lived in a lake, and I had belief that I have what it takes to carry your heart, sleep in your head. She had passion, and she had strength. She could drink like a sailor and talk like a saint. But now her eyes have turned bloody red. And whoa, I'm slipping in this stream. Falling for the same dream. Whoa, I'm slipping in this stream. Won't someone wake me from this dream? We found each other like fire and ice, and the thought of melting, it never seemed this nice. And I'm leaving puddles on your floor. We found each other like grass and the thought of falling that far, it wasn't hard on the knees. And I'm leaving flowers at your door. Yeah, I'm bringing those flowers to your door.